Good evening and welcome to the Invictus Racing League. This is round number 6 for the Canadian Grand Prix. Now, for those of you who may remember, this was ran a few weeks back, but unfortunately it got null and voided, so we're rerunning it tonight. My name is JVH and I'm going to take you through all the action, and we've got a couple of new drivers starting their Tier 2, well, I say Tier 2, their Equal Performance season tonight. That being the new Williams pairing of Roto24 and IRC Bruce. They will obviously inherit the Red Bulls points, being I think 9 points behind the Red Bulls for the Williams team, so they've got a bit of a fight on their hands. So we're just awaiting one or two more drivers to arrive before we get into it. So we'll go for some standings. So we head into this race. Kent is the leader of the championship at the moment. He's on 65 points. Kriksik moving up to second after a good Singaporean Grand Prix. He's on 47 points, so a good gap here for Kent. So that's a good 18 points. So Kent does actually possess a round's worth of points in the bag already over second place. Jack is on 45 points. He's in third. Gattuso on 41. Gattuso actually going up 4 places after his victory at Singapore. Sam Flan, who was in the Williams, he's on 32 points. Flaherty, who was also in the Williams, on 31. Obviously, they're no longer in the Williams team. They have made changes in that squad. Clips Kiri is on 31. Typhoon is on 30 with Ginger Tiger on 28. Nitrogash has 25 points down in 10th. Sir Spud is on 24 with O. Stephen on 21. It's the Cat has 17 with Mikey on 11. Keza has 7 with the Leg on 6. Giov has 4 points. Maras 2. And Massive Marshall and Waters are yet to score this season. In terms of the constructors, Red Bull do lead that championship now on 72 points, with Aston Martin on 71. Williams have 63 with McLaren on 56. Mercedes have 53 with Ferrari on 51. Sauber have 45, Haas 33, Alpine have 23, and Racing Bulls have 0. So here we are in qualifying. 13 drivers in so far. I think Kent will be a late arrival. Around this 14 corner circuit. Let's get some details up. Tyres. We'll have telemetry in a bit. Have the track map. Now we've got a McLaren of Jack TM53 Synopsis. He is the first man out. Just going to adjust this. So currently now third in the championship is Jack in the McLaren. He was leading not too long ago, but a couple of bad races at Spa-Francorchamps. And he got caught up in the massive mess that was near the end of Singapore. very unfortunate. For Jack and Mikey as well. Mikey was caught up in that incident in Singapore, and he would have potentially had a podium on that race. So the pace is there for the two McLarens as we're going to go on board with Jack. Some telemetry. So here we go across the start finish line. Keep to the right into turn 1, turn 2. God, just almost like flick it through 1. Try and set up for 2. Open the steering out as the get up onto the rise. As you head into 3 and 4, not a lot of curb taking that from Jack, and he clips the wall. That's going to be a bit of damage, I think. 3, 5, down towards 6 and 7. 6, a late apex to try and open up 7. Jack just a little bit wandering at the moment, not quite hitting the apex as he probably would like. DRS opens as we head down towards 8 and 9. Yeah, hit the brakes, you want to take a less curb than usual through there because it can bounce the car. But you do want to try and open 9 up because this is going to give you a run all the way down to the turn 10 hairpin. Nail the brakes all the way down into second gear. Try and get it again. Circuit's all about squaring up these corners, getting it open. 11 is a flat left, 12 flat right as you open the DRS now. Down the back straight towards the 13-14 chicane and that infamous wall of champions. Turn it in, hit one curve, hit the other. Didn't quite get back on the throttle as well as he probably would have wanted there, Jack, but he was well away from the wall. So 1:11.3 to start off the evening, and I'm sure that these times are going to improve massively. FRO Stephen has done a 1:12. Who else we got? We got Mikey. He's on a lap at the moment. He's on medium ERS. He comes up to the line. We've got Kent in the session. So 1:11.6 for Mikey. I think Kent might be Kent behind. Yeah, it was first of the Mercedes. It's a nitro gas on a medium set of tyres. A 1:10.8 for the first of the Mercedes flyers. Bruce is on a out lap at the moment, but he's giving Keza a nice little draft there to the line. It's a 1:11.0 for the Red Bull. Ginger Tiger across the line. He does a 1:10.1, so as you can see, times falling quite nicely. Clips Kiri does a 1:11.1. And Jack will be coming into the pits, and I'm sure Stephen will as well. It's Mass. We've got Kent, who on an ERS. He's on a lap, but not on a lap, because he's not using any ERS in that one. Good evening, Spud. Hope you're well. Apparently it's a dry qualifying, dry race. So a bit of a shame, really, because I quite like a wet Canadian Grand Prix. Mikey's going to go for another lap on that set of soft tyres. It's the joy of having quite a short circuit. Nitro Gas comes into the pit. I think maybe Kent was hoping for a bit of a slipstream to start his flying lap. Puts in a monstrously fast time of a 1:21.9. Bruce coming up to the line on his first attempt, his first qualifying lap of this EP season, and it's 5th place for now, a 1:11.2. It's not a bad start for the Williams driver. He heads through the 3-4 chicane. Jack actually went for another lap, and he's put himself into 2nd place, a 1:10.3. Much, much better from the championship contender. So Stephen, a 1:12.7 for now is his best time. Mikey's invalidated, so he's going to return to the pits. Maris, he's invalidated his lap, I think, at the final chicane, just before the Wall of Champions. Kent, what can he achieve as we go near the Wall of Champions? Not quite in it, though. Here comes Kent, a 1:10.299, puts himself in 2nd place, and ahead of Jack TM53. So Nopsis, we've got no Gattuso, yeah, we do have Gattuso, sorry. No Typhoon, his teammate's not here tonight. I'm well, Spud, I'm well, thank you. Looking forward to what chaos this may bring tonight. Chances of safety cars very high around Canada. I'm watching Jack, but he's not on a lap. He's running medium on the electrics. He comes. Maybe Maris. He's invalidated this lap as well. I think the invalidation comes because he invalidated on the final chicane. Invalidates this and the next because it's so close to the start-finish line, and the fact that you will gain that sort of speed through the corner into the start of your next lap. He's going to go again. I don't know how much fuel he's got on board to burn. He's got a fair chunk of fuel, does Maris. Right on board with the Haas driver. Plenty of people back out on outlaps. Ginger Tiger being one of them. Keza, Clips. Kerry's gone back out on a set of mediums, which is interesting to note. By going for 3 safety cars. Let's just hope you're not the cause of any of those safety cars. So Spud yet to come out on circuit, I think, at the moment. Maybe just saving a set of tyres. He's having a really good season so far, Spud, with some really good turns of pace during the races, as I think Stephen just to put in a 111.3, put himself into 8th place. But yeah, going back to Spud, he's done really well this season. His pace has picked up compared to last season, and he's had some really good results this season in EP, which is great to watch. As Amaris puts himself into 7th place at 111.1. Got a yellow flag, that is for Stephen. Gattuso puts in a 109.5. I mean, man, this guy is outright pace. It's just this tier, this league is just a little bit mental. 6/10 to the good he is. Can Ginger Tiger do anything about it? He's 2/10 up on this current lap. He's on the soft compound tyre. And he is running. Nicely indeed. Got to get it through this little tricky little chicane, that is the 8-9 chicane. So easy to run it wide. 0.28 up, coming into the final sector. He's still not going to be anywhere close to Gattuso. He's got to find about another 0.4 of a second here down the back straight. To the line then for Ginger Tiger in the Mercedes is a 109.7. Does find some time down that back straight, but it's not enough. Mike coming around to start a lap. We've got Ruddo on a lap. No, sorry, he's finished a lap. It's a 109.879 for Ruddo. He's into 3rd then with the Williams. And we got Keza. We got Mike. He's just started a lap. So Spud has just started a lap as we see Mikey's gone round after turn 2, and that's a broken front wing, so Mikey's going to have to retreat to the pits to get that damage fixed. Keza not on a lap. Ken is, but he's only just started. Ginger Tiger isn't on a lap. What else do we have? Let's have a little watch as to Spud then. First flying lap for the Flying Potato. Gets very close to that outside wall of the turn 10 hairpin, using all the road and nearly more of it. Unfortunately, more doesn't really exist around Canada. To the final chicane then. First for Spud. Flicks it in one way, flicks it the other. Goes to the left and then brings it to the right. Does go 10th quickest though with a 110.894. maybe a little bit of time to be had by not bringing the car to the centre of the circuit, just maybe leaving it to that right hand side all the way to the line. And maybe there's a little bit of time to be gained there because of that shorter run to the line. But it's a good first lap that from Sir Spud. We have Ruddo on a lap. He's 2/10 to the good at present. It's going to put him on a 109.6. He's got a straight and a chicane to go to finish off this lap in the Williams. And nicely controlled through the Wall of Champions. Chicane is a 109.541. He challenges Gattuso for that pole position right now. Ruddo into provisional pole for the Williams Formula 1 team. Kent 0.041 up on his personal best after the first sector. He's nearly 2/10 up. Going in to the final sector, he's on for around about a 110.1 at the moment. See how he handles this final chicane. With generally speaking, a lot of ease, but it's a 110.059. Doesn't move him anywhere, but does give him a little bit more of a buffer to Jack behind in 5th place. Oh, Stephen, he's on a flying lap at the moment. 4 minutes 40 to go. People now starting to come out to start their final out laps and qualifying laps. Stephen currently in 13th place, a 111.3. His current time keeps it to the right hand side this time, and it's 10th place for Stephen, a 110.7. It's a good improvement. Puts him into the top 10 for now. Clips Kiri, he's nearly quarter of a second up on his current best time. It's going to put him near Kent if he continues this trend. He's half a second up now. Going into the final sector, this is going to put him on a 109.8. 109.9. So we're actually looking at 4th place at the moment for Clips Kiri. As he tries to get a bit of slipstream off Gattuso in, I think that's Gattuso, in the Aston Martin. Brings it close to the wall for Clips Kiri, and he was actually too tight on the chicane. Invalidated lap. He lets Gattuso go through. He's going to have to rebuild up that hybrid and have another go. Jack starts his not necessarily his final flying lap. I think most of these guys will be fueled up for 2 laps here. He fueled up for to go out lap, flying lap, recharge, and second flying. Not getting any splits at the moment, which is good to see. Gattuso comes through the 8-9 chicane. Into the hairpin for the Aston Martin. DRS opens. Down the back straight. What sort of power does that Aston Martin have? We got a yellow flag down at the hairpin. Not really sure what that's for, but Gattuso coming to the line. What can he achieve? It's a 109.2645. Provisional pole goes back to the Aston Martin. Jack has actually backed out of his lap, so I don't know what's happened there. Maris is on a flying lap though. So 110.895 does go quicker, but doesn't improve. Mikey has invalidated his latest turn, so he's really going quite well. His qualifying form, Mikey, is quite frankly quite atrocious. He's having a really bad time of it in qualify. Cannot seem to string a lap together. As here comes Bruce up to the line in the Williams. Can he improve? Yes, he does. It's a 110.5. Is up into 8th place for the Duracell powered F1 team. Keza. Try and keep everyone around now. We've also got the 2 Mercedes out on outlaps. Good Tusos on us called out. Meanwhile, we got Keza coming round the final hairpin, and this could be a little bit of team play here. Kent maybe going to give a little bit of slipstream here to Keza. Will this help Keza up the order? He's on a 110.592 for now. Oh, and then Keza invalidates, and he doesn't even give a slipstream to his own teammate. Can't quite get the car under control. And that's the end of Keza's qualifying. Jack, I think he invalidated the last chicane as well for Jack, so he's not going to improve. That's the end of Jack's qualifying session. I think we got Mikey on the way. Oh, Mikey's in the wall. It's the same thing. He's done a complete repeat of the previous version of this Grand Prix. Mikey, RK13, has buried it in the wall on the exit of the chicane to the inside. Takes the front left corner off. End of day for Mikey RK13 on qualifying day. Nitro Gash. Ginger Tiger actually just up ahead. What's it going to be for the first of the Mercedes? It is a little bit quicker, 109.5, and Nitro Gash puts himself up into the top 5, a 110.0. So knocks Jack out of the top 5. Kent completes, doesn't improve by 0.001. He doesn't improve. But this is one of the people we need to be watching. Where's Clips Kerry? He's invalidated. So here we go. This is the person we need to watch. He's 0.1 of a second down on his best though. What can he conjure up in the last sector? He needs to find a lot of time if he's going to beat Gattuso to pole position. Rado 24 into the final chicane. What can he do? Glance over one, glance over another. Really quick. That's a bit quicker than his first time, I think. Up to the line. It's not really quick enough. It's a 109.376. He does improve, but it's not the pole position he would have wanted. But it is a front row start for his return to the Eco Performance Heat. So your grid order for the Canadian Grand Prix. Gattuso takes pole position once again with Ruddo 24 alongside. Row 2 is Ginger Tiger and Kent. Row 3, Nitro Gash and Jack TM53 Synopsis. Row 4 is Clips Kiri and IRC Bruce. Row 5, Keza and FRO Stephen. On row 6 we have It's the Cat and Sir Spud. With row 7 being rounded out with YB Maris and Mikey RK13, whose struggle in qualifying seems to continue. With the lack of a front left wheel and a long night for the McLaren mechanics. Not a cloud in the sky here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for race day Sunday. As we have 14 cars on the grid just to the right of us, ready to tear up the Canadian asphalt and trying to take the all-important 17 points for the win and a potential extra one for the fastest lap. Question is, who's going to be taking those honours? And good evening, Wolf. Good to see you, mate. My podium predictions. I tried this at Singapore and it didn't really go to plan. We'll give it another go, shall we? Let's have a look. I think, again, you're going to have to be looking at Gattuso. I think Ruddo's going to be on that podium as well. Which order? Not really sure, because they are very good equal sort of pace here between those two. So it's, I think those two will be 1-2. Third place, I mean, you could say, is between multiple people. You've got Kent, you've got the two sort of Mercedes. I mean, I think based on pace, I mean, you'd have to say Ginger Tiger, if he can stick with the top two and get away, I think Ginger Tiger's got a really, really good chance of a podium here. But I don't think we've not yet seen the true pace of Jack around here. So yeah, a third's very much an open one. But if you're basing it just off qualifying, I'd say probably Ginger Tiger if you can pull away with the top two. And yeah, you can take it. Who can finish that is a very good point, Spud. But I would say this is a very, very hard circuit for track limit penalties. They can come into play, and is what makes the podium sort of predictions incredibly hard. It's so easy for the top guys, because they're pushing those limits, to just overstep them by just a tiny bit, pick up 3 warnings and a 3-second penalty. And we all know around here, safety cars are almost inevitable, and safety cars breed safety cars. So those track limit penalties are really going to come into effect in this race. It just depends who's got them and when the last safety car is. So I think we're not far away from getting underway here. Yeah, Clips, the lobby admin has said it's time to go for the Canadian Grand Prix Take 2. Good crowd here actually in the F1 Paddock Club. Not even got any cars racing around, and they're already on their feet with excitement. And here we go. The formation lap is underway. Let's have a look at those tyre choices. It's a pretty even split actually. 6 runners on the hards, 6 and 8 runners on the mediums. Medium runners of Gattuso, Ruddo, Ginger Tiger, Kent, Nitrocash, Jack TM53 Synopsis, Bruce and Keza. Hard runners of Kerry, O'Steven, The Cat, Spud, Maras, and Mikey RK13. Just a recap of the grid then. Gattuso on that pole position. Ruddo 24 is in second. Ginger Tiger third. Kent fourth. Nitrocash is in fifth. Jack is in 6th, Eclipse Kiri 7th, Bruce is 8th, Keza 9th, O'Steven 10th, The Cat is 11th, Sir Spud 12th, Maras 13th, Mikey RK 13 rounds out the grid of the 14 runners tonight. He's going to be hoping for a good getaway, and that looked like a bit of a lag spike from Maras there. His car suddenly just jumped around. We have all the cars going through the turn 10 hairpin. Bruce has left the session. That's not a good idea. That's not good. Let's see if we can get him back in. Unfortunately, I don't have everyone on the list, but I do have some of them. So luckily we can try and help them out and get them back in this session. There's Mikey just holding things up at the back there. think Bruce's a bot-controlled car there, racing in front of everyone else's. So Ritter now pulls into position. The Cat and Clips Curie not quite getting their parking correct. Bruce has got back in, so that's good news. Hopefully it won't be long before he's back in the car. He might have to take over after the first couple of corners just to be in a safe place. We have green flags waving as Mikey finally pulls into that 14th grid slot. Gattuso's tyres might be a little bit on the cold side, but here we go. We are going to have the 5 red lights. We are racing in Canada, and who's got the best getaway? It's got to be Gattuso. Yes, it is. Straight off the line towards turn 1. We've got Ruddo under a lot of pressure from Kent, who's managed to get a jump on Ginger Tiger. Further behind, we got more side-by-side action. And see Bruce losing positions at the moment as he tries to get back into his car. But that looks like a bit of contact between the Haas and the Red Bull. Side-by-side, Clips Curie with Bruce. I think Bruce is actually back in control of that car, which is good to see for the start of this race. Stephen. Maris looks like he had a little bit of an issue there through into turn 6 and 7. Back at the front there, we got Gattuso leading by 0.8 of a second from Ruddo. Kent is right on Ruddo's tail at the moment by 0.4 of a second. Then we got 0.8 of a second gap to Ginger Tiger, 0.4 to Nitro, and another 0.5 to Jack as we head into the turn 10 hairpin for the first time at 35. Looks like Spud just having a little peekaboo out behind Maras, but nothing doing there. It's like just too far back in that case. Line astern down the back straight, no one close enough to make any sort of moves. So it's going to get interesting when we get this DRS train. DRS will now be enabled for the runners, and Ruddo, all he has to do is just stay within that second as Maras looking to get out of the inside of O'Stephen into turn 1. Good move from Maris in the end, taking that place away from the Sauber driver. The Cat just behind. No, it looks like almost an inter-team battle between the two Saubers, but nothing quite doing. The Cat had a poor run through the chicane. Mikey unable to capitalise now, though the Cat runs a bit wide. Oh, Mikey's almost gone round. Has he saved it? Yes, he has. It's a great save as though Stephen gets back past the Haas of Maras with DRS help. But Mikey just a little bit too keen on the throttle there. It's a really tricky corner. Really easy to lose the rear end as he did. Ruddo. He is within DRS range of Gattuso. There goes the wing, and we have a yellow flag. It's for Sir Spud. Sir Spud has gone round. I don't know if that's a result of it must be a bit of contact. He's got no end plate. No end plate for Sir Spud, so that's unfortunate for the Sauber driver, but still a long way to go. As Gattuso says the fastest lap of the race. IRC Bruce gets past the Haas as Mikey now picks up 3 seconds of time penalties for multiple warnings, and he's not even completed 3 laps. So not a good warning to lap ratio for the McLaren. Problem is now, Bruce needs to get away from Clips Curie, because Keza's now all over the Haas. In fact, Keza's looking down the inside of the Haas, sends it down the inside on the brakes. Beautiful move from the Red Bull, and to be fair, Clips probably saying, now's not the right time to be fighting this Red Bull. Let's not lose time. Stay in his tracks, take DRS, and see what can happen. Important news at the front though, Kent outside of a second to Ruddo, so Ruddo doesn't have to worry about what's behind him. He can focus purely now on what's ahead of him, as it's the Cat. Has got past Maris, but he could run a bit deep. Maris back to the inside. Can he get the drive on the exit? It's actually very interesting. It's the hard runners that are providing a lot of the action at the moment. But it's the Cat just about hangs on to that one. Gattuso goes a little bit faster again. On board with It's the Cats as we look to hunt down O'Stephen. Nothing doing into turn 1. Looking to almost just force that error from the Sauber. Keza now picks up 3 seconds of penalties. So a good warnings to lap ratio for the Red Bull, who is all over the back of the Williams of Bruce. Sir Spud now picks up 3 seconds. And this is what I mean by how important these track limit penalties are. Into the hairpin. Look at that. Clips Kiri all over the back. Oh, as Kez has a big wobble. Ginger Tiger with a bit of DRS assistance gets past, and Maras has been overtaken by Sir Spud. So not ideal there. It's the Cat. DRS down the back straight. Interesting that Keza. Oh, Keza down the inside of Bruce. Turn 1, turn 2, a slight bit of wheel banging, but that's okay. Up towards turn 3. Keza gets the move complete. Bruce will sit behind, take a bit of DRS in the next bit, maybe save a bit of battery. Oh, Keza getting all over the curb, and this is going to be an opportunity for the Williams to retake this place. And I think Keza is going to have no chances. Jack now picks up 3 seconds. Keza sort of forcing Bruce to take a slightly tighter line. And you can see the Red Bull's exit was a lot better, but unfortunately Bruce just about stays ahead of him for now. This will be the problem for the Williams. Double DRS zone and only 1 detection point. Should be easy prey for the Red Bull. Keza through. Back to the racing line. Through the chicane, and he'll get another dose of DRS. Oh! He's going to need it to fend off this place after he almost clatters into the Wall of Champions. Got a good little battle going up ahead. Keza now just trying to fend off this Williams. Try and get this move done. Does finally get it. But clips Kiri right in the action of all this. He is loving this. The fact that he's on the hard compound tyre. And he is all over the back of the Williams for 8th place. Keza learns his lesson this time around. But obviously now the roles are reversed and the hunted becomes the hunter. With the DRS assistance, so Keza very much not out of trouble. Gattuso has picked up 1.7 seconds of lead on Ruddo for now. Kent, half a second less, 3 tenths behind the Williams of Ginger Tiger. You got Jack hassling Nitrogash, in fact hassling him. He's now ahead of him on the road, but he does have 3 seconds worth of penalties to sort of contend with now. And it brings a slightly different sort of mentality here for Jack, because he knows he has to get 3 seconds up the road of anyone that he overtakes. As Mikey picks up another set of 3 seconds, and that means 6 for him all the day so far. Picked up on average a warning a lap. And he's to compound his misery. He's also now been overtaken by Sir Spud, and he's outside the points for now. Bruce sticking with Keza, and they're starting to build a small gap to Clips, although it looks like Bruce has had a little bit of a twitchy moment coming out of the second chicane. Oh, and he's run a bit wide through there. That's going to be the opportunity that Clips is going to need. Bruce fights this one off, and I think he's still just about got DRS down the back straight to help him defend away from the Haas. Yes, he does. As Kent now gets in front of Ginger Tiger. That is the third. Jack picks up another set of 3 seconds. He's up to 6. This is disastrous. Disastrous stuff for Jack. 8 laps in, we got a yellow flag. Oh, that's Nitro. It looks like he just spun on the curb. Looking back at the stream, I'm not quite certain whether maybe he tapped the back of Jack. Either way, he spun around and he's 6th place. Clips Kiri now picks up 3 seconds of time penalties. Jack, though, very close to the back of Ginger. Look for a move. No, he won't. He's going to just stay behind. On board with the McLaren. DRS opens. What will Ginger Tiger do? Will he get enough of a run on Kent? Down towards the chicane? No, he won't. He will slow up. Get into the chicane. Get out of it nice and neat. DRS goes back to open. But again, Ginger Tiger doesn't get a run. And Jack not close enough to try and make a lunge to the inside or outside of Ginger Tiger in turn. So it's sort of stable as we go. Kez on the back of Nitrogash now by less than a second. So that's going to be an interesting fight for 6th place. Continue to ride on board here with Jack. Looking behind from the Red Bull of Kent. You see Jack just hassling the back of the Mercedes. The problem is, because Ginger's got DRS, there's not really a lot Jack can do. And hope for a mistake. You see the different lines through the hairpin between all three of the drivers. And this is going to be a move for 3rd place. No, and Kent has to go around the bollard. Oh, that's close. That's a really dodgy rejoin. Not from Kent, but just from the game, the way that is laid out. That is very awkward for Kent to get back on circuit and stay out of the way of everyone. You've done the right thing, went the correct side of the bollard, so you won't get put into the stewards for that one. It's a place for Tiger, a place for Jack, but remember, Jack is carrying 6 seconds worth of penalties already. Sir Spud picks up 3 more seconds of his penalties. I think that's him up to 6. Yes, it is. There are your penalties so far. Jack with 6, Keza with 3, Clips with 3, Cat with 3, Spud and Mikey with 6. And positions gained. Not a lot of movement. Jack and Keza both up 2 places. It's the Cat's gone up 1 along with Mikey. Kent, Nitro, Stephen, Maris, they're all down 1, with Clips Kiri down 2 as Keza has got past Nitrogash with a bit of DRS. Oh, he's into the wall and hit from both sides. Nothing Nitrogash could really do about that one, but it might have caused a bit of damage. Bruce is going to have a big gain here. Bruce up into 6th place. Clips Kerry was looking to take advantage. I don't know if there's any damage on the Mercedes, but Keza got the move done, went through the chicane, but he nailed the wall of champions. And the problem is, because of that, you lose speed, and Nitrogash doesn't really have anywhere to go. I mean, the reaction time there is so small. Unfortunately, that extra bit of contact with Keza was inevitable. And unfortunately, I think Keza gonna struggle a little bit, because I think he's now got well, he might be okay. He's only missing 1 of the end plates. Bruce getting the hairpin a little bit wrong, or at least enough wrong to have Nitro interest as Jack goes into 3rd place. He's on the podium. He's got 5 seconds to make up to Ruddo, who is in turn 5 seconds away from Gattuso. Nitrogash down the inside of Bruce. I think that's a spin for Mikey, I'm afraid. Yes, it is. He's reversing, trying to get that car going again. Stay under green flag conditions as Clips Kiri gets past the Williams of Bruce. Obviously, all DRS assistance there. Now Bruce is back in that train. We'll get some DRS on this time around. 11 laps are in the books. We are on lap number 12, 35. We are very rapidly racing towards half distance in this Canadian Grand Prix. The man out front, Gattuso, we haven't really seen a lot of because he is dominating this race right now. 4.8 to the good. Against Ruddo 24, and that's no mean feat. Ruddo, a very quick driver. And Jack 5.3 behind that, as obviously he's had that massive fight with Ginger Kent, Nitrogash early on in this race. Clips Kiri. And one of those hards starting to come good. Ginger Tiger comes into the pits. And here comes Nitrogash. It's a double stack, potentially 4. It hasn't. Oh, that's a really nice time. Oh, just a little delay for Nitrogash, but not enough to be considered that bad. So good work from the Mercedes team to pull that off. Ginger comes out in 11th place on his set of hard tyres. It's the cat, picks up another set of 3 seconds. That's 6 for him in total tonight. Question is, when are we going to see the next set of pitters? Because the Mercedes of Ginger and Nitro, they do have a tendency to pit earlier than everyone else and try to use the rubber to gain time, gain positions on the undercut. But obviously it does leave him a little bit at risk at the end of this race as Bruce makes a move on Clips Kieran. I think that was after the detection point for the DRS, so I think Bruce is going to have DRS here. Clips Kieran is going to have absolutely no answer to this Williams. Yeah, there goes the DRS for Bruce. Amazingly, Clips Kiri with the slipstream. And Bruce coming into the pits. Mikey, 3 seconds more. He's up to 9. So we've got Bruce and Keza now into the pit lane. Remember, these guys were fighting with Nitrogash. That's their aim, coming out of the pit lane. Where is Nitro? There he is, coming down the main straight. Now remember, gone past him right now, but there's Bruce. Bruce is out ahead of Nitrogash. I was going to say, it looks like Nitro's ahead, but obviously the pit lane exit cuts the first corner, and you have a lot of pace going into 2 around the outside of turn 2, so that's worked out well for the Williams crew of IRC Bruce. I feel like Keza changed the front wing. Yes, he did. He's now got both his end plates. Mikey in the pits to go on to his medium. That's early. That's very early from Mikey to be going on to mediums. I wonder if he had a bit of damage, and that's why he's gone in. Ruddo comes in. This is going to be, well, I would say for an undercut, but it would have to be a huge undercut. On the leader, so Spud now picks up an extra 3 seconds. He's up to 9, I believe. Ruddo comes out. He needs to be out ahead of that Sauber. Yes, he is. That's good news for Ruddo. He's out in a bit of clean air. 2.6 seconds to it's the cat. So he can really try and make those tyres work now. Jack has also come into the pits on that last lap. He's in 9th. He's now behind Ginger Tiger. But he's only half a second away from Sir Spud. Just get a feeling. Oh, Sir Spud's actually got a lot less front wing than he should have on that Sauber. So he's going to be making his way back to the pit lane, I think, for a new front wing. And this is an early stop for a hard runner. Not what he wants. Gattuso into the pits. Well, I must admit, for him to be undercut here by Ruddo, it would have to be a sensational outlap from the Williams driver. Kent now comes into the pits. And he picks up a 10-second penalty for speeding him. I'm pretty certain he done that on the first run as well. So a lot of drivers here making the same mistakes as they did on the original run. I think Gattuso has come out and he's ahead. He is still in the lead of this race. He's not going to drop a position. Spud is still continuing with that heavily damaged wing. Either it's not causing him a lot of issue, or he feels that it's just a bit too early for the hards, and maybe waiting for that safety car so he doesn't take too much of a penalty in the pit lane. Bruce picks up his first set of 3 seconds. Gattuso picks up his first set of 3 seconds. Maris in the pits. Going from hards, I'm going to say, to mediums. Yes, he is. Nearly halfway through this race, and simple move that, I think, for Rido on the cat. And you just see with the pit stop, everything's just that little bit more spread out. I mean, Jack's now 2.4 away from Ginger Tiger. Kent has obviously been in, come out. He's behind Jack by about 3 seconds. See, this is all going to go. This could go down to penalties. A lot of this. There are your penalties. Kent obviously without 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. But Gattuso on 3, Clips Carey on 3. It's the cat 6, Jack 6, Sir Spud 9, Kent 10. Bruce has 3, Keza has 9, and Mikey also has 9 as Kent goes past Sir Spud. Sir Spud just letting him go. It's not his race. So we're just waiting for the final stoppers of Clips Carey, the cat. Sir Spud, RCO. Stephen has been in the pits. He's dropped to 12th now. Jack picks up another set of 3. That's 9 seconds for Jack. And that was picked up through the final chicane. What are we getting in range of Clips Carey with a bit of DRS assistance to come soon? You see inside, no messing about from Rodo. He wants to get through that traffic, get into second, run away, but unfortunately he's going to have Clips right behind him. He's going to give Clips effectively DRS down the back straight. It makes you wonder whether if Rodo might have been a bit sort of smarter here to just run the DRS down this back straight. But just the traction difference is taking care of that quite nicely. New tyres versus old tyres. 17 laps. Clips Carey's had those tyres on. Oh, and now Rodo picks up 3 seconds. We haven't got many drivers without a penalty right now. Must make that Ken's penalty is not track limits. As Nitric Ash gets past Sir Spud, and Sir Spud finally decides it's time to come in the pits. Surely he's going to get a new front wing. He's going to drop a lot of time here. The new front wing for Sir Spud. I think he's going to come out still in front of Mikey. There's the McLaren coming up towards the final chicane. Clips Carey now picks up another 3 seconds. That's 6 for him. Yeah, Sir Spud out in 12th place for now. Ginger Tiger, 4/10 of a second away from It's the Cat. YB Maris now picks up 3 seconds. Or at least 3 seconds more. So Steven, Nitro and Ginger, the only drivers not to have received penalties this race. You can add Kent to that for track limit infringements. Kent picked up that for speeding in the pit lane when he came into the pits. And It's the Cat decides it's now time for his pit stop. Jack slowly reeling in. Ginger Tiger here. And Clips Carey is not really being dropped by Rudder. And then you can strike Kent off the list of track infringement penalties because he's now picked up 3 seconds for his own track violations. That's a bit of a battle between Stephen and it's the cat. It's the cat coming out of the pit lane on fresh tyres. Having a little bit of a squabble through too. For now it's Stephen's position. And also Jack's now gone down to 0.3 of a second. Is it me or is it clouding over here in Montreal? This is going to get interesting if that develops into anything. Should we say every week? This Clips is in the pits now. So every week, the IRL League is making picks on another 3 seconds. The IRL Invictus Racing League do not run perfect weather forecast, they run approximate, which means it might say it's sunny, could be tipping it down with rain is the potential in that one, as it's the cat has got past Stephen using DRS down towards turn 1. So yeah, the weather isn't always set in stone with this series. Oh, that's a really nice run that from Jack through the 8-9 chicane. Ginger Tiger pretty much letting him have it. He knew he didn't get it right, and Jack sniffed the chance, took the chance. Now he wants to try and drive away with that chance in the podium. He's got a lot of work to do though. Especially when Ginger Tiger's got DRS back on you down the back straight, and that Mercedes is like a rocket in a straight line. Been fast all night in that back straight. Jack was looking, trying to maybe distract Ginger Tiger there, try and get a little bit of an overlap. Just wasn't to be. And Bruce now picks up his second set of 3 seconds, so he's up to 6. So he's on a par with Clips Kiri. On board then with Mercedes. Oh, Ginger Tiger. You see Kent in the background is also closing in. Smart lines that from Jack, squaring the corner up early. Get the power down. Here we go. DRS will be open. This should be easy pickings for the McLaren. I must admit, Ginger Tiger has looked like he struggled a little bit running on those hard tyres. Doesn't look as comfortable as he did earlier. Trying to keep hold of Jack. He's going to get DRS down towards 8 and 9. Which is going to help him sort of fend off Kent at the moment, although Kent's now inside that magical second. And Ginger Tiger now picks up 3 seconds worth of penalties. We're down to 2. Nitric Astro Steven, who's going to be the last man to be penalty-less from track limits. All those flags down the side of our tower shows you how crucial being clean around Canada is. You're on lap 24. Kent on the back now of the Silver Arrows of Ginger Tiger. So Ginger Tiger, not only trying to look forward, he's trying to look backwards as well. Nice three-car battle here for the podium, and in reality it's not, because Jack's got 9 seconds worth of penalties, Ginger's got 3, Kent's got 13. Keza has got past Bruce with a bit of DRS assistance. Clips has left him 5.4 in his shadow. A change of place there between Keza and Bruce. Both at the same age of tyre. But Keza does have 9 seconds of penalties to Bruce's 6. Maris slowly closing in on Mikey. Maris now picks up another 3-second time penalty, but that's also got to be the first man lapped here in the Canadian Grand Prix. Kent now all over the back of Ginger Tiger, but Ginger Tiger still has DRS to defend from the Red Bull. I don't know if this is Jack playing a clever DRS game here. Klipskiri gets past Nitrogash. Could this be a very elaborate game that Jack is playing as Keza picks up another 3 seconds? He's now up to 12 for the night. It just looks like Jack's got a little bit more pace than Ginger Tiger. Maybe just keeping him inside DRS here. Try and keep Kent at bay. Klipskiri picks up another 3-second time penalty. Stevens in the pits. Not really sure why he's in the pits. Maybe a 2-stop strategy then for FRLO Steven. Mikey, he's up to 15 seconds of penalties now from track limit infringements. But back with the action, and it is going to be once again Kent staring at the back of a Mercedes, but it looks like Ginger Tiger to the inside of Jack into the final chicane. Nearly a little bit of touching as we go through, but Ginger Tiger takes the place on circuit. Jack is already trying to retaliate as we head towards turn 1. Sort of forces Ginger Tiger to take a slightly more defensive line here. Kent watching with a bucket of popcorn, looks to go down the inside. Does he get the run? No, he can't quite find the traction on the second phase of the corner. At the midpoint of the corner, he was fantastically, just had all the grip in the world, but then just couldn't quite lay down the secondary part when he got up the hill towards the chicane. We're going to stay on board here because this is a spectacle and a half. Now Jack's got DRS as we head down towards the 8-9 chicane. So now Jack goes a bit deeper. It allows Kent to get his nose in, and because of that, Jack can't square the corner up as he would like. Katusa sets fastest lap. But yeah, Jack can't square the corner up like he likes, and it just forced him a little bit off the line. Still going to get a good enough run though to go down the inside of Ginger Tiger. Good move from Jack. Team 53 Summers loses the back end just a little bit through the final chicane. And we got Kent looking to the inside of Ginger Tiger, but is going to turn to the outside for turn 1. If he can hold it, he'll have the inside for turn 2. Very close between the two cars there. But it is Kent that's going to prevail on that occasion. So Ginger down to 5th on the road. And you almost feel Kent and Jack need to work together here to get away from Ginger Tiger to mitigate their penalties. Two championship rivals. It sounds sort of ludicrous here, but the problem is they've got so much time and penalties. They're going to have to get this sorted to make sure if they want to have this as a fight for the podium, they have to get rid of Ginger Tiger out of the equation here. And that equation is he needs to be 14 seconds behind Kent, and I think 10 seconds behind Jack. Yes. But Kent's deciding he's not going to get that memo and he's going to drive on past. Play a bit of leapfrog between these two. Jack pretty much pushing him. Reminders of the Antonio Felix da Costa days of, I think, GP2 or GP3. When he was practically bump drafting people down Monza. Bruce picks up another set of 3 seconds, but I think he's okay in terms of Keza. He's up to 9, but the problem now is that Bruce is only 2.3 ahead of It's the Cat. But It's the Cat is on mediums, and I don't know how much longer those mediums will last for. In fact, Keza is now under a lot of pressure from Bruce. So we head into 6 and 7. Bruce is a little bit deep. And he's going to lose a bit of time. But he'll still have DRS down through this section here. He's got to use Keza a little bit like a tow line. Break him free of that 3 seconds of It's the Cat. Meanwhile, back on the other front, Jack Team 53 Synopsis. We're going to play leapfrog again, boys. It looks like we're going to. No, we're not. Jack can't quite find the pace to go down the inside. And Ginger Tiger, right now, just lapping this up, knowing as long as he finishes there, he's got himself a podium. Gattuso leads by 11 seconds to Ruddo, who is in turn 11 seconds down. And we've got a yellow flag. Is this going to turn into a safety car? It is Mikey. He is sideways. We're going to have a virtual safety car here. It's not a full one. It's just a virtual for now. As Mikey gets going again, he's going to have a change of front wing. As he now goes to the back of the pack. I think this is going to stay as a virtual. And Gattuso taking the time to come into the pits. Probably set a softs. I mean, this is just rubbing salt in the wound of everyone else. Oh, the mediums, that's interesting. I'm surprised at that for Gattuso. Looks like we're going to have Ruddo come into the pits as well as Mikey. Surely it's a set of softs for Ruddo. It is a set of softs for Ruddo, so he's looking to go really quick right now. But what's interesting is he didn't have the same gap, and he's now behind Jack and Ginger. Kent has gone into the pits to serve that 10-second penalty, and now we've just gone green. That was a very, very big wobble for Keza. Right, we've gone back to green flag racing. It's 9.6 the gap between Gattuso and Jack TM53 Synopsis. Ruddo, I don't think that's really worked out for him, but he is on the soft compounder tyre, so he should reel in Jack and Ginger quite quickly. But again, what's his penalty? It's only 3 seconds, so he just needs to get past Ginger Tiger, and he's safe from that threat. So Ginger Tiger should have DRS then onto this back straight. To the inside for Ginger, should be done. No, he doesn't. He backs away from it. He allowed Ruddo to close up through the World Champions chicane. He's down to 2 seconds to this pairing. Doing a really nice job of fending off Ginger Tiger. The problem is, it's all going to be a little bit in vain. when the track limit penalties come in. I think that's Mikey round again. It is. Into the wall once again for that McLaren. Trying to keep out of people's way. Got to keep going though, Mikey. You never know what might happen as we go through on. Jack's pick up another set of 3 seconds. He's up to 12. Clips has 3. That's the only sort of saving grace for the McLaren. Ruddo. I think Ginger Tiger and Jack probably not going to fight this one against Ruddo. Ruddo on the soft tyres. I say that as Ginger Tiger down the inside of Jack instead. Yeah, Jack giving place to Ruddo. He knows there's no point in holding Ruddo up. He is going to get past eventually on those brand new soft tyres. And yeah, there you go, Ginger Tiger doing exactly the same. Very clever from Ginger Tiger to do that because it means that he's not going to lose time battling. Keza's in the pits. Is that for... yes, it is a new front wing. Just having a look at... Bruce needs to be 3 seconds ahead of the cat right now. And he's not. Although with Kent on the way, he may get that wish. But we have Clips Kiri picking up another 3 seconds for himself. Nitrogash is going to pick up an extra place here. "12 seconds for Clips Kiri. Bruce obviously up to 9. I think Bruce will keep that place from the cat, but he's going to lose it to Kent. As Keza picks up another set of 3 seconds. This battle still rages on. Amazingly, I don't think... yeah, Ruddo's not been able to put a lap together at the moment. Unless he's at the moment saving ERS to go for an all-out attack for the fastest lap. Jack's just fallen off the back of Ginger Tiger. He's now 7/10 behind, and it's a bit of a gap that to close. Again, I don't know whether maybe he's thinking a little bit more logically here, because he needs to be more than 12 seconds ahead of Nitrogash to make sure he keeps that 4th place. And right now he's on that sort of cusp as Stephen overtakes his teammate. That's for 11th and 12th. Mikey picked up another set of 3 seconds, although I don't think it's going to affect his race too much. Last lap of the race, Gattuso has a 10.7 second lead into this final lap of the race. We are watching a battle, I say battle for third, it's not really much of a battle because Jack's penalties. But he's doing enough to pull away from Nitrogash to keep this 4th place, which is quite an incredible achievement when you got 12 seconds worth of penalties to keep your place on the road. We go to the front though because we haven't seen a lot of Gattuso. Pit stop and that's about it. He got off out in front, disappeared, never to be seen again. The number 99 Aston Martin, he's going to come to the line. It is Gattuso who wins back-to-back Grand Prix. He wins in Canada, and it's, I think, going to be an absolute grand slam. Unless Ruddo can take fast lap on the final lap. He cannot, but he will finish 2nd. Ginger Tiger will finish in 3rd. Jack is 4th. Clips Kiri is going to come home on the track in 5th. But I think it's going to be Nitrogash who takes that place away. And yes, it is. Nitrogash 5th. Clips Kiri 6th. Bruce is going to be 7th on the road. I think he's going to drop a couple of places though. Yet the cat gets past and Kent gets past both of them. It's 7th for Kent. 8th for the cat, 9th for IRC Bruce. Keza is going to finish in 10th place. But I think he's got so many penalties. Oh, Stephen might gain the place if he's quick enough. Let's just have a little look at this. We can't see it. What's it going to be for Stephen? It's 11th on the road. It's 10th in the standings for Stephen. And 12th. The final point goes to Sir Spud. Very interesting race, obviously. Very much different phases. Amazingly, no safety car than a virtual. It is Jack T and 53 Synopsis who takes driver of the day. Probably for managing to not lose a place whilst having 12 seconds worth of penalties. Not many movers in the race, as there's your podium. Gattuso, Ruddo, and Ginger Tiger. Yeah, not many movers at all, not really. Oh, there's the cat went up more places than Jack. He went up 3 places. But the provisional race results then for the Invictus Racing League Canadian Grand Prix. We have Gattuso, the provisional winner, followed by Ruddo. Ginger Tiger is in 3rd with Jack TM53 Synopsis. Nitric Ash 5th, Clips Kiri 6th, Kent is 7th, It's the Cat is in 8th with Bruce just behind him. Stephen rounds out the top 10. Keza finishes 11th with Sir Spud rounding out the points in 12th. And Maris finishes 13th, and Mikey's day went from bad to worse, to worse to worse, to even worse. And he finishes in 14th. A shame for Mikey. He showed such strong pace in Singapore with the tyre choice. Today just not quite working out, but today's day is Gattuso's day. Another good win for him and a great step forward in the championship with Kent finishing so low down. And we'll have a look at the calendar, because obviously this was going to be the break week, but obviously it's a rerun of Canada, so we will have more racing coming up for the next 6 weeks. So just have a look at the rest of the calendar. Next week we have the Austrian Grand Prix, and it is a sprint evening. So that's going to be very, very interesting. Monaco comes after that with Italy around Monza on the 11th of March. We have the Chinese Grand Prix on the 18th of March. Sprint evening at Yas Marina for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on the 25th, and on the 1st of April, the 12th and final round at the Brazilian Grand Prix, or the Sao Paulo Grand Prix at Interlagos. It's a pretty packed out calendar, and some very good tracks to come. I mean, Monaco, boring in real life, interesting in the game. It's going to be a very technical sort of race, that one. But yes, it's going to be the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring next week, so make sure you join us for that one. But from myself and everyone at Invictus Racing League, hopefully you'll join us next week for more racing action in the Eco Performance tiers. But from all of us here, thank you all for watching tonight. Goodbye.